European shares are at a 7-year high. Have markets already factored in action from the ECB? And if so, is there a danger they could be disappointed on Thursday?
I think as further bad news came out of markets over the course of last week, that was increasingly perceived as good news, effectively forcing the ECB that step closer towards quantitative easing. Also, the actions that took place by the Swiss National Bank were also seen as another indicator that some form of Eurozone quantitative easing would appear. And the rumours have been rife for well over a week now that something would materialise. There is, of course, always the chance that Mario Draghi and his team will not be able to agree with all parties as to the exact methodology of introducing this. But I think even if something isn't actioned on Thursday, we'll get very strong confidence signals that it will be imminent thereafter.
Okay, and is the impact of the Swiss Central Bank's decision still reverberating around markets?
I think the actions we saw last week from the Swiss National Bank caught many by surprise, especially when you consider the commentary that had come out of them only recently prior to that decision to unpeg the currency against the euro. The fact that we saw 4,000 pips on a major currency pair in, quite frankly, under 20 minutes is something I've not seen in over 20 years in the city, and it's unlikely to be replicated anytime soon. Yes, there are still quite a lot of implications on the back of that, not just in the currency markets, but across the board.
Okay, and on to Greece. Less than a week until the Greek election, and the IMF has warned against restructuring Greek debt. What impact could that have?
Well, there are certainly two very opposing views on this. I think the problem, of course, is that this is a general election, and the average man or woman on the street is going to get their say on how they see things. As much as the ECB, the IMF, the Troika, and their funds having been pumped into Greece might have seen that as being beneficial and, quite frankly, life-saving. The average Greek citizen might not see that in the same light, especially as many of these funds have gone towards Greek banks rather than necessarily the Greek infrastructure and economy. Certainly austerity measures for that country have been pretty severe. And although the big picture might point towards a country that really needs to stay as part of the European Union and the Eurozone, the unhappiness of the populace shouldn't be underestimated.